How much money do you need to move to Spain? In this video, we're going to talk about how much it actually costs to transplant your life and create a new one here in Spain. We're going to talk about some of the costs you're going to incur before you even set foot in Spain and enjoy your first tapas.
This video is really about baseline expenses, guaranteed amounts of money that you're going to spend, and minimum requirements so that you can set a realistic budget for your move to Spain. This video is brought to you by Wise, our favorite tool to manage our money abroad, but more on that later. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Lainey.
And this is Days We Spend. So if you're a foreigner planning your move to Spain, the first thing that you're going to need to do is get a visa, and that means that you're going to have to satisfy the visa financial minimum requirements. So the two most common visas are the non-lucrative visa and the digital nomad visa. That's how probably 99% of people watching this video will move to Spain. The financial minimum for the non-lucrative visa in 2025, 28,800 euros for one applicant, with 7,200 additional euros for each additional applicant, like a spouse or a child, which means couples need to have at least 36,000 euros just to qualify for the non-lucrative visa.
And remember, these numbers are in euros, not dollars. You need to remember that the exchange rate will affect the total value that you have.
Right now, 36,000 euros is about $42,000.
The digital nomad visa requirements are very complicated and change often, but right now in 2025, you need to have a monthly income of about 2,800 euros for an individual. If you're coming as a couple, one person needs to make a minimum of 3,800 euros per month.
And you can't combine your income.
You need one breadwinner.
And if you have a big family or other adult dependents, that number is going to increase. But that's just for the first year of your visa. This is a really important point, but if you want to stay in Spain long term, you're going to have enough money to qualify for multiple years of visa renewals, which means at your first renewal, which is at the end of your first year, you need to be able to prove that you have enough money for 2 more years. So if you're a couple, that's going to be almost 72,000 euros, which is like $84,000 right now. And you need to prove to the Spanish government that you have that in savings or in reliable passive income. But that's just the financial minimum requirements. That's not actually how much you're going to spend. So the first thing that you're going to spend money on if you want to move to Spain is applying for your visa. This is a whole process. We have several videos on the non-lucrative visa process, a little bit on the digital nomad. So we actually recommend working with visa and immigration professionals. That's going to cost you, depending on your visa, anywhere from 1,000 to 1,400 euros. Even if you go through this process without any professional help, you can easily spend 1,000 euros on all your paperwork, translations, apostilles, official documents, photos, redoing old documents because they expired, doing rush translations because you need the documents to get another document. It's a lot.
One of the requirements for Spanish visas is to have private health insurance. You're going to pay for the entire year of health insurance before you even move to Spain. And that's going to cost anywhere from 560 to 1,000 euros. This is dependent on your age and if you have any pre-existing conditions. This insurance has to have no copays and no deductibles.
So this is premium private health insurance. If you're under the age of 45 without pre-existing conditions, you can find a lower cost insurance plan, but the lowest that we've seen is around 600 euros. That number quickly goes up, especially if you're over the age of 65 and you have pre-existing conditions. Make sure that the type of coverage that you want is in your plan. For instance, dental typically costs extra. We've made a whole video about this as well, but it's going to easily cost you 1,000 euros before you step foot in Spain. If you're thinking about making the move to Spain or you already have your bags packed and ready, setting up a Wise account is one of the first concrete steps you can take to make your move to Spain a lot easier.
We pay for all of our expenses by moving money from our American bank accounts into our Spanish bank accounts, and we do that transfer using Wise. We started using Wise to transfer our money into euros before we even moved to Spain because it's fast, easy, reliable, has a competitive mid-market rate, and there's no hidden fees.
One of the best benefits of using a Wise account is that it allows you to pay in local currency. That means that when you are on a scouting trip here or when you move here, you can pay in euros without having to worry about the fluctuating exchange rate, which can be stressful. Wise also allows you to set up custom alerts to track those exchange rates because they're going to move around a lot, especially if you're working with multiple currencies. In the Wise app, you can set the alerts for the rate you want and get a notification when the mid-market rate is kind of where you want it to be so that you can start your transfer as soon as possible and get the rate that you need, especially if you're moving over a large amount of money. You can also create a digital wallet in as many currencies as you want: dollars, euros, pounds, Swiss francs, the list goes on. Each has its own mid-market rate, but you can manage all your money in one place in the Wise app, no matter where you choose to live or travel to.
Moving money into euros can be a scary process, but it's one of the earliest and easiest things you can do to take a concrete step for your move to Spain.
Click the link in the description and sign up for Wise to claim your fee-free transfer of up to $600 to start your move to Spain today.
You've got your visa in hand, yay! But now it's time to spend more money. You're going to need to find an apartment, but we don't recommend getting a year-long lease sight unseen.
Idealista is a great research tool, but be very careful about renting something before you move to Spain. It's just not a great idea.
So you're going to need a short-term rental like an Airbnb or a booking.com apartment while you do your apartment searching.
And that means that you're going to easily spend 1,500 euros, and you could spend as much as 2,500 euros on that 3 weeks to a month of short-term rental, depending on where you go. When we came to Orense in January, almost 3 years ago, we spent about 1,500 euros for 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks in our apartment. If you're moving to a big cosmopolitan city like Valencia or Barcelona or Madrid, and you're moving in the summer or in a festival time that you maybe didn't know about, you can easily spend 2,500, 3,500 euros for a month of accommodation. So budget that in because you're going to need that to make sure that your apartment hunt is successful. The last thing you want to do is stay in a hotel where you're paying $200-300 a night and you're rushing around trying to get an apartment because it takes time.
We also recommend spending money on an apartment in the location you think you want to live. Maybe you want to live in the old town or you want to live by the ocean, but that short-term rental is going to be more expensive. It's worth paying for that to know if that's the actual neighborhood you want to find your long-term rental in.
Once you actually find an apartment or home that you love and they're willing to rent to you, it's a whole process finding an apartment in Spain. We made another video about that. You are going to have to pay a few different things. You're typically going to have to pay at least your first month's rent, sometimes first and last, and you're going to have to pay a security deposit called a fianza, which is basically money held in escrow to make sure that your apartment is in the same state as when you rented it.
Whatever budget you create for your rent, expect to pay upfront about 3 months worth of that rent. On average, that's usually the case that we've seen in Spain.
That's going to be first and last month's rent and a fianza.
In whatever budget you have for your rental price, just because you've seen it on Idealista and you're like, wow, I found this perfect place for 850 euros, doesn't mean that that actually exists. So in our experience, your budget that you think you want for an apartment will go up by a couple €100 no matter where you decide to rent. It's important to set realistic expectations for how much you're going to pay in rent, whether that's upfront or in the long-term cost of your living situation.
It's nice to see, a 500 euro apartment on Idealista with a terrace and a view, but it might not be the reality once you get here. And they might not be willing to rent to you as a foreigner, which means that your budget might increase as your options get smaller.
The next step in moving to Spain is actually getting to Spain.
Moving to Spain.
Which means you need to purchase your flight and other transit options to get from your previous home to your new home. And that means flights, trains, and possible rental cars.
This is going to obviously vary depending on where you're coming from, where you're going to, and the time of year. But you can easily expect to spend 500 euros to 1,000 euros or more
per person,
depending on when you come. So make sure that you factor that in. Train tickets can be expensive last minute.
And so can one-way rental cars, because if you're moving to a village or maybe you're moving with pets and you land in Madrid or Barcelona and then you are renting a car to drive to your new home, that's going to be a lot more expensive than just taking the train. We did a rental car and it cost us quite a bit.
I was very jet lagged and it was expensive.
When you're on the train, they don't necessarily allow you to bring big bags. So let's talk about moving your luggage and your belongings. What are the costs associated with that?
Unfortunately, we have never shipped anything to Spain. We've heard from a lot of other people that they've shipped their entire home, or they've done partial shipping. It can be very, very expensive, and we don't have a lot of nice things yet. We also rented a furnished apartment, so it wasn't really necessary for us to ship a lot of our bigger items over. In our research, we found that it can be as low as $2,700, $3,000 for a 20-foot container. Again, depending on where you live and where you're shipping to, but it can easily spiral out of control very quickly to $10,000 or even $15,000, depending on what's going on with geopolitics and fuel prices and availability of shipping options. For the first year for your initial move, unless you really need to move certain things over, we recommend just bringing what you can get on the flight, paying for that extra bag, paying for any kind of overages, and trying to fit most of your life into 2 suitcases and a carry-on, because it's included in the price of your ticket, or it's a small upgrade.
It's cheaper to purchase a luggage scale and multiple pieces of luggage than it is to pay for an overweight bag. Just check extra bags. It's usually $75 to $100 per extra bag on the airlines.
Small parcel shipping, that could be an option, especially if you were shipping over certain things that didn't fit into your bags. UPS, FedEx, there's a number of parcel shippers where you can ship individual boxes, especially if they're under 10 or 20 pounds. They can be anywhere from $50 to $100. Once you get a little bit heavier, the costs are going to rise. I've heard from a friend who did this, and he spent about $1,000 shipping 6 boxes. Be careful. Don't just assume that you can ship a bunch of boxes overseas. Also, it can take weeks or even months for it to arrive, and you might run into customs snarls, which will increase the price of your goods. But if you are shipping, I would budget at least $1,000 for a small amount of shipping.
You might want to budget for some kind of storage unit in the United States before you move. That way you can settle into your life in Spain first before you go back home and deal with all your stuff, and you'll actually know what you want to bring and if it's worth shipping a bigger container or just boxes, or just slowly bringing things back to Spain every time you go and visit the US.
The last expense that you're absolutely going to have to pay for is setting up a Spanish phone plan. We made, you guessed it, another video about how to get a Spanish phone, but you can expect to pay about 50 euros a month for a decent plan, especially one that comes with home internet. Phone service in Spain is much cheaper than phone service in the States, especially if you bundle it together with internet.
So this is just a basic list of some of the essential expenses you're going to incur. It doesn't include anything that are lifestyle choices, such as gyms and groceries and how you furnish your apartment and what you would like to purchase to build your home here.
We hope that these moving expenses will help you set a better initial budget, especially for the first 6 months, because no matter where you're going to go, you're going to have to do a lot of the stuff that we've talked about in this video. Those are all non-negotiable. You can easily expect to spend $7,000, $10,000, $15,000 in your first few months, sometimes even before you leave. So while moving to Spain can be more affordable than parts of the US, this is not a thing that you're going to initially move and just start saving money. Life in Spain has its own unique expenses, and moving to a foreign country has its own upfront costs. We hope that we've prepared you a little bit more for your move to Spain. Click the link, open a Wise account. Honestly, that was one of the first things that we did, and it was a really great way to take that first step, especially if there's a good exchange rate. You can start moving money into your digital European wallet, and you'll be one step closer to living your dream in Spain.
We're really happy that we live in Spain, and even though there are lots of challenges and costs, we wouldn't trade it for the world. So if you want more adventures in Spain, make sure you subscribe to our channel. If you want to support what we do, you can become a member or buy us a coffee or vermouth.
If you want to factor that into your moving costs by buying us a coffee. So thank you so much for spending your day with us. I hope we didn't bore you with all this financial planning talk, but it's really important stuff, and we hope that you have a realistic outlook on what it's going to cost to move to Spain, because once you make the move with the right amount of finances, it's incredible.
So good luck with your move to Spain.